Not sure what's going on here. We're gonna have to switch from like Streamlabs or something because this is way too consistent where the stream just crashes um, to be playing it. And unfortunately, we ran into the biggest nit in the game with aces. We get queens, but there's not really much we can do there. Um, Basically, villain raised the nit 3-bet. We squeezed obviously with pocket queens to 20. He cold called and then he shoved. Um, yeah, the odds, like, yes, they can have aces, kings each. They can also both have ace king, which is like a huge benefit to us. There's more combos of ace king than there's kings and aces. And also, like, the recreational here could easily have pocket tens and pocket jacks with how he's played the hand. Um, so, anyways, not much we can do there. Again, with the queens. Okay, we do have an NL100 table up and running now. Up here, we're ISOing the ace four diamonds. So yeah, I have no idea if this crashes again. That would just be that. Hopefully, we can get things back on track here, and we don't crash out again. But we'll see what all plays out. How big was that pot? Yeah, yeah, it was only 100 bigs. Yes, we're never folding queens with 100 bigs, obviously. Okay. See if it's a work or not. There was something happening last time when the stream kept crashing. Um, just wondering if like the updates, because there's been like 3 or 4 updates on the Streamlabs in the last few days. So I'm just wondering if maybe that's caused some of the issues. Okay, and we are going to be squeezing with the ace 10 suited down here. The 4 bets are pretty nitty, but everybody 3 bets pretty. All the regs, even the nitty ones, have a decent 3-bet. There's a few who are just like mega nits, but in this scenario, yeah, we're just barreling here. With 3-bet, if we got 4-bet here from pancakes, we will let this one go. It's a really bad board for us. I think we just have to check here, fortunately. Any club, if we had any club, we could bet. We just have like 0 equity. There's too many like pocket tens, pocket jacks in their range here, I think, and just like all kinds of pocket pairs. Pancakes doesn't really have pocket fours, pocket sixes here, but he definitely has like sevens, eights, nines, tens. Um, okay, king's really good to a point. Yeah, I think we have to stop one on this king. The issue is that when nobody bets this flop, like especially pancakes, it drastically increases the odds that they have just like king, queen, king, jack, like those types of hands. Uh, I'm gonna get called by this guy. Hmm. I'm gonna check the side. Honestly, if he shoves, I'd probably just fold. Checks back flop, calls turn, shoves river. Hmm. I think we just fold. We got burned by pancakes up here on this table. We had pocket kings, but he just flopped a set, unfortunately. Yeah, not really sure on this hand. I think it's fine. Okay, gonna try again here. Ace king suited. We're gonna squeeze. McBitter never folds to our three bets, like very rarely. Uh, maybe take it down. It's great, great scenario. All right, we're back. So yeah, hopefully we can keep the stream running this time. If it does crash, then I guess it just is what it is. We'll have to try to figure that out for what exactly is going on with it, why it keeps crashing. Okay, over here we pick up pocket kings, try to get something back. Okay, we're just gonna three bet here, of course. Okay, we get a fold, and another fold, most likely. Take it down. Obviously, this is like an insanely whaley, fantastic table here. Okay. Down here, we open the jack queen suited. We get two callers. We're just going to check this board at a position and stuck in the middle. Not a great spot to be in. Okay, once both villain calls, we can get out of the way pretty comfortably. Up here, we open the king eight suited and we get small bet very tiny out of the big blind. So we do, of course, continue here and we flop a pretty good board. Hearts all around. Never folding, never. Okay. And his sizing is just basically giving us equity, or giving us odds to call, um, and just try to hit on the river. And we're in position so we can put the last bet in, which just kind of increases the profitability of making the call there. If he does bet again, we'll just be folding. He does check. There's not really any reason to bet here. I don't think he's going to check fold a queen or pocket jacks. And we're beating all of his like draws now. Some hard draws and stuff. We could have been ahead already. And if he's ever bluffing with like fours, fives, sixes, we're ahead of those. Most likely he's just like looking to check call with a queen though. Maybe the one hand we get to fold there. Potentially. Okay. Pocket sevens here in the big blind versus UTG Open. I think we'll just call big blind. Not a great board for us. Villain checks back. We're not looking to do anything but try to get to a nice, cheap showdown. Okay. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up as you come in. It does help promo the channel, and we greatly appreciate it. So far, we're down about 2 buy-ins, I think, give or take. Okay, down here, ace queen suited. We opened. We got called from the big blind. They're gonna have a bunch of Jack X in their calling range, so we're just gonna check back here. And I think we just check river with ace high. That's one call. Did it just disconnect? Well, survived it. Last time it was something to do with like the frame rate. Like that's what kept dropping the stream. Hopefully we don't have that issue today. Okay. And we'll defend one. Okay, villain blast, full pot. We'll just get out of the way here. If we have an ace, we're never folding. If we had a 9 with a diamond, probably not folding either. Okay, up here with the ace 6 suited, we're going to squeeze over the very tiny ISO. Okay, so we have two NL100 tables now that are up and running. We are sitting on both of them. Let's get a little color coding so it's a bit more interesting for everybody. Hmm. Okay, we take that down. Do appreciate everybody who is checking out the stream. So I think we're going to do another gauntlet run sooner than later. Looks like we're losing one of the wrecks, making this game worthwhile. Chip stock plays up to like NL 500, so not really looking to have him hang out on our left and then a net and two regs on our right if Hoodie Wife leaves. Okay. Okay, 5-4 suited up here. We're going to bump that up. Okay. We do not three bet the ace 10 here. We decide to call this time in the big blind. We do mix it specifically to um, just strengthen our big blind calling range a little bit. And we're just going to value bet river now. Okay, pocket jacks down here under the gun. And pocket sixes over here facing a raise. We're just going to bump it against pancakes. Okay, we're just going to see bet the queen and king at 5 board. A pretty standard spot there. Okay, queen 9 off. Up here, we're going to fold. Down here, we 3-bet, we get called. We c-bet, we get called. 4 flush, 5 flush, we fold. Not much happening here, but folding, folding, folding. Okay. King 9 suited. And the cutoff, we'll bump this up. Money all goes in. The nit versus the whale, and they both flop. Set. Crazy world. I actually have the queen too, so that was a one. He's dead, unfortunately. He just doesn't know it. This is insane. This guy plays on a 1K. So we're just gonna be leaving on the blind, most likely. Games must be just like completely dead. There's a bunch of 2-5 games running. Hmm. Crazy to see, like, yeah, there's 10-20 games. There's 1, 2, 3, 10-20 games running with massive wait lists. Interesting. Okay, over here we bump the ace-8 of diamonds. Okay, Cubon can pretty much have the entire deck. Okay, McVitter lets it go. Okay, up here we bump the ace king suited. Of course, it'll just be going in if the tables go that way. We are leaving the 1 and 100 table there. Um, Personally, I don't have any interest uh, in playing against the NL 500 and NL 1K reg. Not that I don't necessarily think we could hold our own. It's not going to be plus EV. That's for sure. Okay, and up here, obviously, we barrel big against the pancake. We're just done with the hand once he calls. I'm actually shocked that all tens there. Like, extremely surprised. But good to know. Yeah, over here, we're just gonna cold call the eights or the aces. I think Pancakes could read this as tens jacks if he has. So if he has like ace king queens, something like that, we can get another pop from him and get it all in pre. Bang. Um, and of course, we're just gonna call. And I expect him to theoretically jam everything he has. And we're just gonna call again. And I think we just check here. We don't really care how that runs out. If we end up somehow losing, we lose. But the best way to get value from him is just to check here. And then hope he jams and we can call off. And now we just have to jam on him. Down here we make quads and the money's all in, of course. And up here with the aces, we shove. He can definitely have some ace king in his range. Pocket tens, pocket kings would have called by now. We do get it over here with ace king, or aces versus ace king, sorry. Running at one time. They're pretty well dead. Flops 5-8-4. So, and pancakes does end up folding over here. And here we do win with the aces versus ace king. A little back and forth on this hand though against such a tight villain who could very easily have just had ace king pocket queens there. Uh, but I think calling the aces is definitely the play for the most part. Against most villains, but against such a tight player, I don't know. His range is going to be so strong pre that it might be better to just like stick it in and let him get into the. Well, I can't fold the jacks plus now and roll with it, but it is hard to say. So we were on another NL 100 table, but it died. So yeah, the tables are just dying here. We're gonna leave that NL 100 table. Not looking to play heads up when we're 8 tabling. Villain just left anyways. We're gonna leave that table. Okay. Well, we'll get something up here. Let's see what else we can get opened. There's some decent NL 50 tables, so we're on the wait list for those. But the NL 100 tables are just like dead. Over here we have King Queen off. We just defended big blind. And we will continue on. How did this seem? So it did raise pretty nice blast twice. We're definitely going to call one more time. And then we'll decide rivers. King 9 suited makes sense to give up with that hand. Eights, we do decide to call in the small blind. It's not going to be, it's probably pretty close to break even. It's a bit questionable because the rake is so high. So when you're on those like marginal hands, a lot of the time, it's just going to be better to fold pre-flop because you're not turning enough of a profit to beat the rake with that hand. This is an interesting run out though. This villain leads into us now, which is fantastic for us. Okay, let me just run this hand out. The goat raises. Golden Gills was big blind. Okay, so he has all kinds of hands. I expect him to bet again with a 10 or with a checks. I was gonna say I expect him to bet with a 7. I'm surprised he just gave up that easy. I really thought he would bet for value after leading turn there, unfortunately. So, um, but what do you do? Okay, got fours down here. So if you guys are interested in the gauntlet, let me know. And maybe we'll try to run that again soon. Basically, it seemed to do really well on the streams. Oh, that's weird. The stream just crashed. It basically, uh, we basically start at NL10 with no revise, no add-ons, play 4, 5, 6, 7 tables, whatever we decide. And then every time we double up, we jump stakes. So last few times we've done it, we got one table. The highest we've got is one table up to NL 200. And we were about like 6 hours in, and then I just got tired and called it. So we'll see how it all plays out for the next time, but okay, get pocket aces up here. We'll bump that up. No action with the aces. Ace queen over here under the gun, we bump it. Okay, pretty good board to continuation bet for us. Okay, we take it down. Here we have sixes cut off. Okay, up here we have ace three. We're going to deal with it. Okay, no action there. 10-5 down here. We're just going to be folding. Very fishy table over here. We do open. Queen jack off. A little bit loose under the gun, but with very large pool of wrecks at this table. Perfectly happy to barrel there. Okay, we get two callers. Five's not a great card for our range. We're just gonna check. If there's a king, a 10, an 8, something like that, we could double barrel. Ace is good for our range. That's a card we're gonna bluff with because I don't think our queen high wins very often. We snap calls. It's not that good. Oh wow, somebody's got a 3. Pocket threes, I guess, for ticks boy. Okay. We do end up just checking back queen 10 here after getting called on the flop. Ace 4 suited down here, we raise, we get called. I think we'll just check back this board. We do have the backdoor club draw, but it's just a really wet board. It's gonna smash a lot of his range. We will call here. Okay, ace is good enough to call river. And we just call. Just flop the nuts, no big deal. Okay, ran into aces here. Very interesting pot. And we're just going to call the king 10 suited up here. Okay, ace jack off, small blind. Down here we had queens. End up taking it down for a good sized pot with a river bet. Okay, queen three suited, we'll raise. Overall, Bankroll Challenge has been going pretty good. So far this year alone, playing NL50, we're up 3,700, give or take. So it's not bad. Haven't been putting in a ton of volume. It's over about 95K hands. I think it's probably up to about 100K hands now at NL50. So pretty decent, we'll say. But could definitely be putting in more volume, but um, free time's not something I have a lot of, so it's relatively difficult to get time, the free time to grind insane volume. But we are still working towards completely growing the challenge. Okay, ace seven suited up here. Okay, I'm just gonna check here. Villain checks back. Block bet turn, block bet river. And block bet river for value. Eight four suited against a mid position opens, not really something we call too often, but against a 60 VPIP villain, it's something we are happy to call. And he makes a very tiny bet on a very wet board. Again, very happy to call here. Checks, we're now just going to take the lead and value bet. He does call, it's great. And we're going to value bet river as well. Okay, down here, we got 3-bet small blind versus button. We elect to just make the call. And we're going to call the barrel. Okay, very good turn. He barrels again. We are going to be calling with essentially the nuts. We do, of course, lose to pocket jacks. He again checks. And we're going to be shoving. And he folds. Okay, fold 5-4 offsuit. Okay, up here we have king six suited. Pancakes raises. We're gonna be 3-betting him here. And we pocket sevens over here. Appreciate everyone checking out the channel. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. It does help promo it. We do appreciate it. You're right on the cusp of that first. Actually, I think we have it because there's like 2 levels of monetization. I think we've hit the first one. It's just we're waiting for YouTube to catch up essentially because they're about 4 to 5 days behind usually. Okay, we got some hands brewing here. Pocket twos, called villain went check check. So now I'm just gonna bet. And up here we get pocket tens in. The deuces, villain just folded, so we won't worry about that. Against pocket fives, running it twice for villain. And we hit both, or we hit a set twice. Okay, and we're just going to leave this one table. We're just trying to keep it at 8. Okay, hold on. Get sidetracked here for a minute. There we go. Okay, tables are back up. I don't know why I'm back to doing this again, calling these small pairs out of the small blind. Uh, kind of ran it through, and basically, based on the stats and villains folds and stuff like that, we're losing almost 2 BBs every time we like call there with threes instead of three betting our hand. So basically, anytime you're calling out of the small blind with a hand that should be three betting, you're losing money. Whether you win money with that hand, you would have won, like overall, you win more, obviously, by three betting a profitable hand versus calling it. And I think against this villain, I'm just going to call. Oh, he did get there on the river. Oh, we weren't on the bet turn with like, and he got there on the river bet. I mean, he had a million different ways to get there. Okay, here we three bet the 9-10 suited. Villain called. We see bet. Villain folds. Take it down. So this villain knows that we're pretty aggro, so I've definitely noticed him changing his play against us. So we have decided to adapt to that as well. Um, okay, we threw at the king jack suited. I'm gonna check back on this board. Over here, we're three betting. Okay, and all right, calling here. So we call here with the king jack suited. We're gonna raise the king queen suited, and down here we're jamming the ace king, and we are just going to check the king jack. Ace king. Okay, it's a bit nitty, but sure, it's fine, I guess. Okay, bumping the king jack off up here. Okay, e6 off. Here we were the king at 10. We'll bump that off. Bump that up. Sorry. Villain leads into us and then checks. So I'm gonna bet small and then blast pretty much any river, realistically. Nice. King, queen. Okay. Surprised he checked turn there. Okay, we run tens into a set of deuces on another table. Very small bet, so we just called down, but might have milked this a bit because if he was blasting, I probably just them on an overpair and folded versus that particular villain. Up here we have ace and jack. So no 3-bet pre, so he doesn't really have tens or aces. Maybe pocket eights, pocket fours some portion of the time. Um, Sort of a misclick down here. We donk led this board, but it's not a terrible board to donk lead anyways. Okay, up here we get 3-bet, we call, we get pretty terrible turn card with the queen. The wizard doesn't like to fold, so we are just going to give up here. And we can't win a hand. Just lost that ace 8 to ace 9 offsuit. Okay, up here with kings. Sorry, I missed this hand. But basically we flatted. And villain went bet, bet, shove. And we're just calling off kings there pretty much on any board run out, even though it doesn't feel great. When top pair gets there, and you can obviously have ace queen, but we're blocking like king queen, so and he's a relatively tight villain. I think he's 3-betting more than I thought he was. He doesn't have too many queen X in his 3-bet range, like queen jack and ace queen probably, and we block a bunch of the king queen. And I don't think he plays aces that way, so we're really only losing to like ace queen and maybe queen jack some portion of the time. Everything else is just a bluff. Okay, we call so we get 3-bet with ace queen suited. We do call, but it's a pretty good board, so we're just gonna let that go. Our 3-bet frequency has been down a lot lately, so I gotta readjust a bit. Get that back up. Okay. So we've been doing a lot of mix between playing like 8 and 9 tables, and then also playing like 18 tables. Basically, from our stats, we are beating NL50 with I think it was between 7 and 10 tables. We're beating NL50 after pre-rake back for like 2.2 BBs per 100. But when we're 16 tabling or 18 tabling, we're breaking even at the lower stake. So we're beating rake with like just. and then we were losing at NL50 for 2.1 BBs or something like that. So it was actually a pretty big gap. The math worked out where we were actually still making more hourly, like 18 tabling, um, which is kind of interesting. But I think, you're just kind of playing ABC. Mind you, with that said, like it's a lot of that loss comes out of the big blind. Um, so I feel like we could definitely adapt that while 18 tabling. Um, by just not spewing so much. It wasn't. I think we're probably just mass overfolding out of the big blind, not three betting enough, not calling enough, not defending enough, not attacking enough. We're just kind of like you're timing out, so you're like snap folding too much. Um, okay, sure. Down here, we just get burned by a four on the turn. That's cool. But obviously, blind versus blind with a queen, we're not doing anything but like calling down um, in that spot. Tables are getting pretty trashy. Let's see if there's any others that are popping up that we can switch to potentially. Okay, here's one. Okay. Um, yeah, it's not really any better tables up. It is, I guess we're running into happy hour now, so it makes sense that tables are going to get kind of shitty. So I'm going to call here with the fives. It's not a super profitable play, but with a whale who, when I call, is definitely calling, I think it can bump it into the profitable hand pool to call with out of the big blind. One of the best plays too to get some better tables during happy hour is to table start. The regs will fill up on those first like 10 tables, and then as all the more recreational players come in, you can kind of collect on having the open tables. Generally works out pretty well. Okay. Okay, down here we're three betting the king queen off. Okay. Beautiful turn card. We're just looking to go broke now. hurts. Okay. So here we check raise the king queen. We're actually going to give up on the four. Like, it just massively decreases the odds of us having like pocket fours or ace four and stuff like that. So when we're bluffing, we're kind of just giving up now. Up here, we do end up rivering the flush. Oh my god. Just misclick the shit out of it. Man, oh man. What did he have? He had 6-4 off, so he wouldn't have called anyways. Holy fuck. We run into pancakes with aces again, man. We're giving up today. We gotta throw one of these out of this net. Go back to Nitland. Okay, that's fine. Oh baby. I just hope we bink this diamond. More than anything in the world. I hope we hit this diamond. Okay. It's it's so funny. I know it's evil, but like this guy's such a nit. I just love when I suck out on him. Uh, oh, it makes me just so happy. Is that bad? Anybody? That bad? Probably bad karma to be laughing there. We're on like biggest downswing of our life now. Oh, it's